So thinking outside the box a little bit, when we were asked to do some of these presentations, I just wanted to kind of come up with something a little different, a little unique, which a lot of people in our club don't have the experience that I was able to have. So one of them being is just that my soccer career, my soccer background, right? So that's going to be a lot of what this is about, is just lessons that I've kind of learned over my career. And obviously, I'm probably not going to share everything with you guys, but we'll get there, okay? So just a little background as the don't this kind of story. Started playing soccer when I was really young, 6 years old, 5 years old, little town in Nebraska. Oh man. And I started playing competitive soccer when I was 8 years old. Played on a U11 team. When I was 9 years old, I played on a U12 team. So always up a couple ages. Back then, we didn't have enough people to have teams at every age group. So I think the way it worked was every couple years you had a team. So that's part of the reason why. But grew up club playing here in Woodbury, and then went to a club called Bangor. Played ODP a lot, Olympic Development Program. It's still around today. Played for the state team, went to regional camp every year, but never quite made the regional team. Played high school, was a varsity player my sophomore, junior, and senior year at Woodbury. Went to play Division I college soccer, Jacksonville University, small D1 school in Florida, and then transferred to Creighton University. While I was doing that, I played in the MASL, which is the Men's Amateur Soccer League. So, and throughout the summer when I was in high school and college, I'd play in a men's league, the top Division I men's league around here, which was like a bunch of young guys that were pretty good, and then a bunch of old guys that used to be good at one point. But it was really fun, good learning experience, and I've made a lot of connections over the years, even through that. And then, of course, after college, I was able and fortunate enough to play 9 years of pro soccer. This is kind of weird when I can't see myself. There we go. All right, so these are kind of the five things that I wanted to talk about today that I learned over my career, and just a little bit about college, nutrition, fitness, and rehab and coaching. So going on from there, we have technical difficulties. There you go. So college. So how many of you guys want to play college soccer? Anyone? So it looks like a lot of people's hands are going up, and you're saying me. Yeah, okay. So this is something that I did not know growing up. I was the oldest in my family. I was kind of the first one to go through this process, right? So I was playing on the best club team in the state. We were going to Florida. We were going to Texas and California and all over the country to these big tournaments. And I was under the assumption that, hey, I'm a good player. I'm playing on a good team. College is going to see me and they're going to want me. That's not the case. So you guys have to sell yourselves. You guys have to start doing research. And if you get in the habit now, like right now, when you don't have anything else to do, you're at home, whipping through your online studies and you're watching these videos, maybe you can start practicing, or maybe you can even start to reach out. Like, you might not hear back from the schools, but it's just good practice learning how to do it. So really quickly, I want everyone to grab a pencil and a paper. Take a couple minutes. Give me a thumbs up when you guys are ready to roll again. Stu, you can do this too. if you guys see that picture, that is when I transferred to Creighton. That's the very first game that I played at our home stadium. Pretty cool. 5,000 fans. All right. Cool. So first thing, think about a school size that you want. You want a big school, you want a small school, you want a medium-sized school, you want a private school, you want a public school, you want a Christian school. That's something that you think about. So write that down. What do you want to study? I know you guys are young and you might not know, but start thinking about what interests you, right? Do you like numbers? Do you like the business world? Do you want to be a teacher? Because when you kind of start having an idea, you can look at schools, whether it's a small school, big school, whatever, and also what you want to study. Next thing, write down, where do you want to go? Do you want to stay in Minnesota? You want to be close to your family? Do you want to go to Florida like I did to get away for a while? Do you want to go overseas? Next question. What level do you want to play? Do you want to play Division 3, Division 2, Division 1, NAIA, whatever? Doesn't matter. So these are things that I never thought about when I was growing up. Again, so I was halfway through my senior year of high school, and I had no idea where I was going to play. I just knew I wanted to play. Didn't go to a good school that had a good business program. So when I transferred schools, I lost a ton of credits. Had to stay in school a little bit longer than I really wanted to. But if I would have thought about that stuff before, instead of just, saying, I can play here, then I would have saved myself a lot of time. But by thinking about those questions, you can already start to narrow your schools down. And then you got to sell yourself. Like I said a little bit earlier, you want to figure out how you can be seen by all the coaches, whether it's going to their camps, going, saying, hey, I'm going to be at this tournament and this tournament, and hopefully they come watch you. But you have to get on their radar, right? So I put last one on the college. I just put a little sample. This is actually one of my St. Thomas kids, a letter. I took his name off, but a letter he wrote to Northwestern in Chicago. So if you want to just read that quick, just a brief overview, right? But he talks about their strong academic program, and then it's a medium-sized school, and he mentions their soccer program. I would even say, I know you have a good finance school or business school, and that's what I want to study. If you can be more specific, then right away that coach is like, hey, this is someone that I think that has a chance to come here, right? They're smart and they're interested in our school side, which is more important to some people than the soccer part, right? The next thing I learned is nutrition. So I kind of broke the nutrition part up into two parts: when I was younger and after I met my wife. So when I was still playing and I was younger and living with a bunch of my teammates and stuff, we kind of ate fast food. We would cook pizza, whatever, burgers all the time. Didn't really think about what we were eating. Once I met my wife, and she started, having me eat organically and things like that. Not that you need to eat organically, but what you put in your body does fuel your body. So the better internet's poor, sorry. The better food you put in your body, the better you're going to be able to perform. So we're going to do a little group exercise here. So let me get back. I'm going to put you guys into chat rooms so you guys can go unmute yourself quick. Oh, great. Stu, are you on? I need help.
Sorry, what do you need?
All I can see is people. I can't see how to put them in their room.
In the breakout room.
Oh, do I gotta stop? There you go. Stop screen. There
Yeah,
it is.
and then see on the bottom bar, is it down there?
Yeah, I got that. I just need to get up. All right. How many do we have here? 10 people. So we'll go through. So. All right. So I'm going to break out rooms and I'll jump in quick and I'll just give you guys assignments. So we're going to break up the nutrition into 4 different parts. So pregame, 3 to 5 hours before the game, and then pregame, 30 to 60 minutes before a game, post game 20 to 30 minutes, and post game 2 to 3 hours, right? So those 4 different times. So I'll give everyone a quick topic once we split up into the other rooms. And in like 3 minutes here or so, I want you to come up with as many different foods or drinks that you think would be helpful to have in this time frame. Does everyone understand? First one, does anyone who had the pre-training 3 to 5 hours or pre-game 3 to 5 hours?
Jocelyn and I had that.
What'd you guys come up with? Any good food?
We just said like mostly like meals like pasta or like a sandwich or like a bagel or like if it's in the morning like pancakes or things like that.
Okay. So this is going off of the last couple of years when I played for United. This is what we would do. And this is kind of how I've operated ever since when I was playing in games and stuff. But and this is based on a person that's heavier than you guys. But so if you looked at it, cooked rice, couple cups of cooked rice, a cup of broccoli or cauliflower or carrots. So some rice and veggies there's a heavy focus on the energizing performance, right? And I'm not a specialist at this. These are just general rules of thumb. So one of those 3 options and these top options are kind of listed from best to worst. So if you look down at the first 3, the last one is the cooked pastas. So it's actually better to have baked sweet potatoes for your carbohydrate or rice than it is pasta, but pasta is still fine, right? And then for your lean protein, the general rule of thumb is you want 2 fistfuls. So if it's eggs, like I could probably hold 3 or 4 eggs in each hand. So I need like between 6 and 8 eggs when I'm eating that as my main source of protein for before games, right? Or you got your sirloin steak, stuff like that. Lunch meat is down there, and then some healthy fats. So this should be what you're having pre-game, 3 to 5 hours before. All right. Who had the next group? Who had 30 to 60 minutes before games? No one?
We did.
We did. Evan, did you guys come up with any good food to have in that time frame?
Yeah, we had like an energy bar, banana, water, and like an apple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's some good options too. I put 2 Lara bars. Again, that's for someone like my size, and a banana, dried fruit, apricots, raisins, banana chips are good too. Small baked sweet potato, and like not just fruit juice, like go get it out of the can, but like real fruit juice or like a smoothie. That's what they kind of mean like that. If it's something like that, you can do pregame workout mixes and stuff too if you want. But I always felt like it was good. I wanted to eat more towards like the 5 hours, 4.5 hours before the game, and then I'd make sure about 60 to 45 minutes I was getting another few of these things in just to help me keep energized throughout the entire game. Who had 20 to 30 minutes post game or post training?
You want to say something?
Is that you, Ben?
Yes, you.
You could have like water or like chocolate after.
Did you say chocolate milk?
Chocolate milk, yeah.
Yes, sir. What's that number one say right there? 16 to 20 fluid ounces of non-fat chocolate milk. That's like the best recovery you can have right away. So otherwise, again, Lara bars or other kind of bars like that. Fruit, yogurt, recovery shake once you get a little bit older. Otherwise, just leftover cooked meat. But it's really important that after, I used to always do like a banana and peanut, like a really thick peanut butter jelly sandwich after training to just to get something in you and get your body start to recover. Last little bit here, last one. What about the 2 to 3 hours after games, after practice?
We had that one.
Mhm.
And we came up with maybe like something more filling or like carbs and protein. And then also maybe like rehydrating yourself too.
Yep. And this, I just wanted to touch on the nutrition part today a little bit, just because I think it's important. But the hydration part's also important. So this one it's really similar to the pregame, just maybe not as much, right? So rice, chicken breast, avocados, or they just kind of broke it up into some different areas. So I'm not a rice cake fan, but and I definitely don't want to force 4 to 6 of them down, but that's an option too, right? But the whole thing of it is just these are good foods that you can eat that will help your body recover faster and to be prepared and fueled for you to play as well as you can in trainings and games. The next area that I really wanted to focus on is the fitness part, right? Just learning from experience for myself. There were times where in college, my sophomore year, I didn't pass our fitness test. We had to run 3 miles in under 18 minutes. The year before, I got like 17:21. I smashed it. And then my sophomore year, I got my wisdom teeth pulled like a week before I went, or 2 weeks before I went to preseason. I got dry sockets and I couldn't really do any fitness and I kind of lost a lot of it. But I got 18:01 and my coach made me run it the next day and ended up getting like 17:59. But that was a day where a lot of the team was done with their fitness test, that and our 120-yard sprints that we had to do, and they were out playing soccer and having fun, where the next day I'm doing that fitness test again and another fitness test and doing other fitness tests because we didn't pass. So you don't want to miss out on opportunities, whether it's just training, playing in games, or practice because you're not fit enough. One of my biggest life lessons that apart from the fitness is after my rookie year playing for, back then we were called the Minnesota Thunder. I had a really good game. The Portland Timbers played in our league back then, and our coach was really good friends with one of their like scouts that was at our game. And the scout asked about me after the game, was like, "Hey, what's going on with that?" At that time, I was number 25. Like, what's up with number 25? He looked really good. And my coach told him, he's young, he's a good player, he's athletic, but he's not fit enough to play like a full game and play at a high level. And if I was more fit, maybe that right away, my first year of pro, maybe I got an opportunity to go play in the MLS and I could have latched on somewhere and had a better career, right? But that was the first kind of look I got, and I ended up having to get subbed out in like the 70th minute because I made the jump from college to pro, and I didn't realize, how much faster the game was going to be and longer the game was going to be without, any subs or a very limited amount of subs. So you don't want that to be a reason that you miss out on opportunities in the future. Another thing is, besides for being physically fit and being able to run, I think part of the reason why I was able to get so far where I had is because I was lifting weights all the time, and I was stronger than a lot of people I played against. I was more athletic, and I think that goes back to when I was in ninth grade. I started actually lifting weights. Before that, I was doing push-ups and sit-ups every day, and I was playing basketball and wrestling and football, so I was just naturally kind of a strong kid, even though I wasn't that big. But I think all that little stuff, the core strength, like every day, that can really, really help you. And then the last part of the fitness is if you're more fit, you're able to recover faster, right? Where you play a whole game one day, you're able to recover, you're able to do it again. But if you're not fit and you have to push yourself to get through a game, it's going to take you longer to recover, right? So for you younger kids that have tournaments, and play 2 or 3 games in a weekend, that's pretty tough. But if you're fit, you're going to be able to bounce back and perform higher the next game. Next thing is rehab. So I wish that I was seeing some of let's see, did she happen to get on here? Too bad none of Stu's team is on here, but I was hoping Ashley from the 04s was on here, because every time I see her wearing her ankle brace, I talk to her about it, right? Like, if you get hurt, like especially rolled ankles, that's why I put the picture on here. That's, besides that, concussions, those are the biggest injuries or most injuries we have in soccer. But if I roll my ankle, I can't just tape it up or like rest it for a day or so. It's not going to get better over time just by doing that. I need to strengthen it back up. So going into a facility helps. Otherwise, you can literally it's 2020. What do they call you guys? Like the IT age, you have everything. How to rehab ankle. You don't even need to spell how right. And, oh, wait a minute. 15 exercises. It looks like I've already been here. And you click on it, you guys get it. Hopefully it loads. Sorry, I'm in my bedroom because my boys are yelling downstairs. But it literally, this one just walks you through alphabet, ankle alphabet, knee motion, towel and scrunch it. Like, there's a ton of different things that you start to do, and it makes it better, right? And it continues to strengthen it. My last year playing, so after 9 years of playing professionally, 4 years of playing in college, 3 years playing in high school, another 10 years before that, I had to do my physical, and the guy's checking my knees and checking my ankles, the doctor, and he's like, "Oh, you've never had an injury on your ankle?" I was like, "No, I've rolled both of them, high ankle springs, low ankles, inside, outside. I've done it all." And he's like, "Really?" And he's testing how strong it is. He's like, "Your ankles are so strong, it doesn't seem like you've ever had that issues." And I said, whenever I roll something, I always just come in. I want to get on the field as fast as I can. And then for the next month, I'm doing those little exercises. Like back then I was going into our facility at United or the Stars or the Thunder, and I would do them right there. But as I got older and my body started getting older, I'd do them at home too. It takes you 5 minutes, do it at the end of the day, whatever, you get it done. Sorry, last little bit. So I had no idea. If you see this picture, that's me on the right back in 2006. So some of you guys weren't even born yet. I had no idea that I really wanted to be a coach and to do this for my job. It started when I was in high school and college. I would just do some little summer camps here and there, but I'd always just take the youngest, littlest kids, because it was like not really coaching soccer. It was more like babysitting, and you just play little games or you have shade breaks, and it was fun. But it wasn't until, I went through college and I thought I wanted to go into the business world and do the 9 to 5 and all that thing. And, luckily for me, when I was playing soccer, we didn't make a ton of money playing in the second division. So I started coaching more to supplement that income. And I just loved it. I loved helping and teaching the kids. I think one of the things that myself as a coach, like I don't say you're a 10-year-old, so you need to do 10-year-old things. I think a lot of you guys in this room, I've said, okay, you're a 9-year-old, but you should be trying to do this, like looking over your shoulder and doing this stuff that is more advanced, but that I feel like kids can learn if people are starting to teach them at a younger age. And it's something I just fell in love with, and I will want to do the rest of my life. Honestly, I don't even know if I'll retire. I'll probably just get a young assistant like one of you guys in this room to go do the running around for me, and I'll just sit in my chair. But it's, if you think about it now, and if you have any interest in it, there's a ton of online classes that cost like $20. You can do your grassroots. It's like starts down at your E or your D, and you can slowly work your way up. But when you're in high school and you're in college, it's a great summer job. You can make $20-30 an hour coaching camps, or even coach a team. If you go to Virginia to go to college, you can reach out to a soccer club and say, hey, I have my grassroots D license. I'd love to be involved with your club. Now you figure out a way to that you can go help and coach and stuff while you're going to school. But now you actually have some money to like hang out with your friends and go do things on the weekends and stuff. So, in worst case scenario, maybe it's a future side hustle, right? Like you don't want to be all invested into soccer. You want to be a doctor like Ketiki. And she's like, okay, well, I got a little bit of time, or I'm old now and I have kids. I want to coach them, right? So it's just something that I wish I would have known that I wanted to be a coach when I was in high school or college, so I could have studied maybe some different things instead of just business classes to help me maybe be a better teacher and a better educator. But those are just kind of the 5 things that I, looking back at my career, and things that I wish someone would have told me when I was 15, 16 years old. And it would have changed my life a little bit. So do you guys have any questions? Feel free to either type it in the chat thing here or unmute yourselves and ask the questions, but that's not a question. Okay. Evan, I'm surprised you don't have anything. Well, that's a question. No questions. Do you guys feel like this was worth your time, or did you just waste 40 minutes of your life? Yes, you just wasted 40 minutes of your life, Evan? Okay. Well, I really appreciate all 10 of you guys coming and hanging out with me for 40 minutes. Blake, I can't believe you're still alive, kid. Good for you, man. I think most of you guys know how to hit me on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. So I'm always going to be a resource for anyone here at South. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, or you can probably find my phone number, my email on the website. But I'm always here for you guys. So feel free to reach out, and thank you guys for joining me.